Welcome back, Attack. I'm Skylant Shore, and this is going to be my first impression review of Orbital Gear, the multiplayer. Oh god, what even genre is this? It's a shooty arena shooter, I think we can call it. It's weird. But honestly, I think it's that weirdness that kind of makes it novel, unique, definitely worth trying. It does cost money right now. I got it on sale for freaking 99 cents. So I bought me and my friends a bunch of these copies, and it's a lot of fun. It truly is a fun, novel game. Now, the uniquity comes from the fact that it's similar to the name, might suggest you are going to be fighting on orbits, man. And essentially, there's a bunch of objects or entities in the game that have their own unique gravitational pull. So whenever you are playing in these maps, you are being pulled all over the place. As you can see from the gameplay, it's a bit ridiculous, right? Yeah, it truly is. Now, even if there honestly was no the novelty, the unique factor of the orbits, even if there was none of that, the gravitational thing, it would still actually be a really solid arena shooter, or 2D arena shooter, I guess you can call it, because it has really interesting, unique items. I mean, one does have the whole gravity thing with it. It's a orb. You shoot at an orb, kind of has its own gravitational field. Pretty cool. But all the other items are actually pretty unique too. You have this melee explosive gauntlet thing. You've got a flame gun, which has a lingering shotgun effect. You have a true shotgun, the shredder. You have a flak cannon, which is like a very ranged shotgun. I mean, you have different variations of chain guns. You have different variations of rocket launchers, homing rockets. You have a lot of really interesting arena shooter style weapons that are a lot more fun than in other 2D shooter games. Truly very, very fun weapons, as well as the movement mechanics. You can have boosts, still not counting the orbital thing. You still have mines. You have directional shields. You have to actually point and direct your shields. Overall, this game feels extremely skill-based, really very, very fun. But now, add on, it's a very solid arena shooter. Now add on the actual orbital part of the game, the different directional gravity thing, these different objects and maps, and you add on a whole level of chaos and skill to play the game. So yeah, you do need to be a very high level of skill to play this game competitively. But if you just want to have fun, there's so much chaos. I don't think anybody really has fully mastered this game. If they have, they're gods. But basically, it's just there's so much chaos that it's truly fun. Yeah, it's such a difficult and challenging game that it is fun, and I like it. I like it for that fact. And it also pretty is cool to see players like me who are very challenge based. I want to challenge myself. I want to master the game, and it's cool because this game gives me a whole lot of layers to master. I have all these different unique weapons to master, the gravity to master, and also the fact that some weapons are actually do interact with the gravity. For instance, the grenade launcher, you can actually plan out trajectories based on the gravity, or you can just plant them on different objects because there is gravity on that. Sometimes missiles, or if you use the orbital weapon thing, you shoot that out and then you can use the missiles so that it gets trapped inside its own gravitational field, and oh my god, there's so many different crazy combos. However, you can't use two weapons at the same time. You can't equip two weapons at the same time, but you can't use them directly at the same time. You have to use one, and then 1 second later or whatever, there's a little cooldown, and then you can use the other as your secondary. You can do some cool combos with this, but it definitely takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of time. You can't just use them both at the same time to insta-gib someone, which makes the game pretty skillful, pretty fair. I have found that there are some weapons that seem a little bit unbalanced, but maybe it just seems like that because I'm a new player. For instance, whenever I first started the game, I thought homing rockets would be OP in a game that's super hard to aim in, but the truth is that they do such little damage and they're so easy to evade that you're actually gimping yourself, and the only reason you would want to use it is if you're maybe using a super skill shot weapon or something that has a really long cooldown so that you can consistently fire, and then whenever your cooldown on your other weapon is down, then you can use the other weapon. That's essentially how I use it. I use it with the gauntlet, so I can use my missiles whenever I'm far away and getting up close, and then when I actually am up close, I'll use my gauntlet and insta-give them if I haven't already killed them with the rockets or deterred them away with the rockets. So yeah, there's some really cool mixing and matching you can do with the different weapons. But yeah, like I said before, it's a fun game regardless of the whole orbital thing. But when you do add the orbital aspect to the game, it truly makes it unique and novel. But I'm just saying, it's not just a gimmick. It's a pretty solid game in itself. And I also want to comment on the music. Yeah, it seems small, right? I normally don't comment about music, but that's how good the music is in this game. Seriously, I bought this game for a bunch of my friends. I did not tell them the music was good beforehand. As soon as they loaded up the game, they said, whoa, that music. Literally, each and every person said that. So yeah, the music is good. You can actually buy the soundtrack individually, and that's pretty good. I mean, for an indie game, that normally doesn't happen too often, so that's awesome. The music definitely carries the game. It matches it perfectly. The art style is also really cool. In fact, you can actually see this in our top 10 mech games. That's how I found this game, actually. I was looking up mech games, and I saw this game, and I was like, all right, let me try it. And it's freaking awesome. You do play as a mech. You can kind of change your character around. You have these different weapons you can use, and the maps, such variety, just like so cool, man. Aesthetically, they look really artistic, really beautiful, but then also, you know, mechanically, because of the different gravities, you have so many, like, it's hard to really describe it, but there's such a skill cap with maneuvering around these planets, because you can actually kind of, like, build up your speed. I guess kind of similar to Tribes Ascend, how you can, like, build up speed depending on which slopes you go down, which ones you jetpack up. Very similar in this game, depending on which orbits you want to orbit around, how you orbit around, when to use your booster, when to collide with a planet, or you could even use your booster while on a planet so you can run around it really quickly. Like, there's so many mechanical things of this game that I really want to call it a true 2D arena shooter. Like, it's really fantastic. Now, the orbital thing might disorient some people, and a lot of people might consider it very unfun, actually, because it's so difficult to actually know, like, where you're going to go. Yeah, there's really no visual cue for the gravity, so as a starter player, you have to learn, like, the different radiuses of where gravity interacts with you and how strong it interacts with you. It's pretty mind-boggling to think that somebody could actually master this game. Now, I've been playing it for a couple of hours now with my friends. I've had a lot of fun with it. I feel like it's truly a fun 1v1 game. Like, I mean, even if you just get this game for you and a friend, or if a friend has it and you want to get it and play with them, it's actually a really fun game just to play 1v1. Team games, I think the game is truly highlighted as a team game as well, though. Like, it's equal parts. It's equal parts fun, 1v1, but also you can have a little bit more fun with teams, because then you can have combos of different weapons. Like I said, with the orbital cannon, the one that has the gravity input with it, that one's really fun to play with friends, because you can just sit there and snipe and defend the base at the same time, and that kind of travels across the map through the planets, and you can do some pretty cool plays with that. At the same time, though, there is, like, friendly fire with that weapon. I don't know if there's with other weapons, but you can actually kill your teammates and yourself with that weapon. So that's one of the cooler weapons. There are some different combos that you can set up mines with your teammates. You can shield your teammates, because you can have the directional shield that shields your teammates. There's so much that you could do as a team and 1v1 that I think it's overall it's a solid arena shooter. Arena shooters are known for being really good 1v1 and as well team oriented, because there's so many mechanics, and the mechanics kind of blend into each other. So yeah, I think all in all, on all fronts, it's a fun game. However, it's not terribly popular. I think there's a couple of more people that play this game now that it went on sale, and now that people are going to know about this game, I think more people will pick it up and play it. It's a fun game. I think the best 2D arena shooter out there, not just because of the gimmick, though. The gimmick, though, definitely sells it as the one. If you're going to play any one, pick up this one. Absolutely. This is a multiplayer game. There's no campaign, just multiplayer. Of course, that's why I wanted to highlight it. It is worth the money, and triply so if you get it on discount now. Like, go buy it for your friends. It's completely worth, even if you just play this game for an hour, the experience is completely novel and unique, and it's just fun. And for those hardcore players out there, yes, there's a lot of mechanics to master in this game. I don't think it has a competitive following, truly. I don't think it's just that popular. But if you want a game to master, maybe fight against some of your other friends, 1v1, see who's better, whatever, this is the game to do that too. Thanks for watching, guys. Stumbling over my words a little bit. Orbital Gear is a weird game. It's kind of hard to describe. I just have a couple hours on it. I have 97 minutes on it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Skyline Shore with Attack Gaming. It was fun. Please come back, Attack. And remember to like and subscribe so you can see all these sort of crazy first impressions that we got, if they have gravity mechanics or not, or otherwise. Be excited for the next video, and we'll be excited to see you there.